Hey guys! So most of this video is just going to be my hands because I'm showing you a lot of stuff. So you guys know my friend Jamie. You've seen her in my I'm Not My Makeup videos, which I promise I'm going to start recording again. Life gets hectic and crazy sometimes, and I need both my hands to live it instead of holding a camera. But you that watch that channel are familiar with Jamie, and Jamie is a budding makeup artist, like a lot of you guys. So I wanted to show you a lot of the stuff. We just went out, spent the day buying like a ton of stuff because she randomly got hired at this awesome new job in Atlantic City where she's going to be doing exactly what I do, which is working on a lot of girls at a very high volume pace, and she's got to have every kind of color. And the thing about like starting your kit is knowing who your clientele is going to be. If you are African American and work with predominantly an African American clientele, well then you'll want to focus your makeup on that and then expand once you make the money to start expanding. However, she's going to be working on every ethnicity all at once. So this video is going to help you kind of figure out and navigate through what a good starter kit will look like. And I want to start by showing you the beginner stuff that she already had on her own. Right here you have some Studio Tech's MAC foundations, and the reason that I start with Studio Tech is a cream-based foundation from MAC. The reason that I go with Studio Tech is because it's a full coverage foundation. Because it's a full coverage foundation, you can work backwards with it. And when I say you can work backwards with it, that means that you can mix it with lotion to dilute it and make it a little bit less of a full coverage foundation. You can weaken it. This one is NC and this one is NW. You can see this one is a little bit cooler, meaning it's got yellow, blue undertones, and this one's got red undertones. So NW and NC, meaning cool and warm. C and W. She and I went to IMATS and we got some NYX setting powders. Very inexpensive. That's why those conventions that you can go to, the IMATS conventions, are awesome. These are normally $14 and she got them for $7. That's why we love IMATS. A good base. This is Soft Ochre. It is in a paint pot and it's a MAC product. Soft Ochre is good because it's a flesh color, so you can use it on several different skin tones as long as they are Caucasian or light skin, Black, Puerto Rican, Asian. You can use it on all those skin tones. And then there's the black round base for really heavy dark looks. Bare Study for super neutral, simple looks. It kind of has a sheen to it. And she has a lot of stuff in here that was just for her own personal use before she ever decided to become a makeup artist. So I'm going to skip over a lot of things just for the sake of showing you the things that she acquired once she realized she was going to become a makeup artist. This is MAC's Prep and Prime. It is a clear translucent powder, and it's good for setting concealers and foundations. All of these that you see here are blushes. She got all of these in LA when we were there for IMATS, and she just got up on a good deal from this company. It's called Giselle. They're blushes. They were only $5 and they have really pretty colors. I have them in my kit as well and I really like them. Again, that's why you go to conventions and save your money to be able to go and spend a lot of money because there's so much stuff on sale. Okay, and this container here is pretty important if you ask me. It is a clear container that can be purchased at a craft store that's called Michael's, and it comes with these. They're stackable little plastic containers, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots, and it comes with those stackable containers in it. Jamie has taken all of the lipsticks that she had and melted them down and put them in these containers. I'll have to show you how to depot a lipstick on another day. But the good thing about this is, number one, it saves space and you can see everything that you have. And number two, it's also easier for sanitary purposes. You can use and apply lipstick on people via the tube that it comes in, but it's much easier to scrape this out and just use a disposable wand to put it on people. Otherwise, if you're using the tube, you've got to wipe it down with 91 proof alcohol twice just to make sure that the layer of whoever used it last is not on there. So this is just a lot easier. Also, this is the same case that she purchased another one to depot her Studio Tech foundations, and that way they'll look like this. You could stack them all on top of each other. It's much easier to carry around this full of Studio Techs than a million ones of these, and then they're not clear. So if you put your Studio Techs in here, you can hold it up to somebody's face and be like, oh, this is the color that matches them best. This is a NYX palette that she got for herself in LA when we were there. Take advantage of these kinds of palettes. If you are starting your kit, they're a lot of different colors, and they come prepackaged, and they're typically really inexpensive. This one slides out. I guess these are some blushes, some lip glosses. I don't like to carry, when I first started my kit, I would carry stuff around like this. I don't like to carry it anymore just because I feel like they're cumbersome, and I'd much rather collect palettes that stack a little bit easier, and I like to stick with MAC. Although this is a great quality product, but palettes like this, if one breaks and makes a mess, it just gets all over the place. And the same with your MAC palette, but at least you can remove the tray. Now I want to talk about sanitary stuff. All of this was purchased at Walmart. This is a spray bottle, and it was like 97 cents at Walmart, and I use that for the alcohol. You always want to use 91 proof alcohol. And this is something that you'll go through a lot of as a makeup artist. I like to use gel liners, just these cream-based eyeliners that, the one that I love is from Wet n Wild. Hers is brand new, that's why it's still packaged. But in order to clean your brush after using your Wet n Wild gel liner, alcohol is the best thing to disinfect the brush as well as get the product off of the brush. Soap and water will not get a gel liner off. And the reason you put it in a spray bottle is because when you are using your alcohol, it's just much easier to spray it than to pour it. You waste less product when you're spraying it, I feel like. So you could spray your lip liners after using it on one person. You want to sharpen it and then spray it with alcohol and rub it down. Make sure that all of the germs are gone from it. And that's for disinfecting brushes. Also, you can do the same technique with lipsticks. Also from Walmart, we got a little bottle of just like 97-cent Tresemme shampoo for when she's cleaning her brushes at the end of the night. She has MAC brush cleaner just for like in between applications, but this is what she'll use to clean at the end of the night. And face lotion from Walmart, Oil of Olay. This is what you'll use if the girl has just washed her face and hasn't put on moisturizer. Or also to, like I was talking about earlier, water down your foundations. You'll just put a little tiny bit of this and it will suddenly make your very creamy, thick foundation into a kind of liquid foundation. Wet wipes are essential to a makeup artist because I use my fingers a lot. And sometimes you make messes, and it's good to have these. These are from Walmart. You can get 2 of these big packs. They come kind of like strapped together for $6. They're great. And you'll want to rip them in half to preserve your stash. Because I go through so many wet wipes, I just literally rip them down the center so I can use a half of one per person. You don't even really need a full one. And always make sure that you keep them upside down because these tend to, anytime you get wet wipes in a pack like this, all of the juices sink down to the bottom. So you don't want that because that makes the bottom ones only the wet ones. So if you flip it upside down, the moisture gets to the top where the opening is and it makes the ones on top moisturized also. These are sponges. These are the sponges that I use. They are from Sally's, and they're $6.99, I think, for this big pack. How many comes in here? 80 sponges come in here. And I don't like to use foundation brushes simply because I go through so many girls. It's a high volume, so I just put them on with a disposable sponge. It makes my job a lot easier. Also from Sally's, she got an eyebrow pencil sharpener, and it also, you can do like lip liners, and you can do big fat brushes, or big fat pencils. Sometimes you'll have, you know, the really thick pencils. And we have a lash shop that we go to, or I have a lash shop that I go to that I introduced Jamie to, and these are the lashes that I always keep with me. 43s, 117s, 202s, and 61s. I know you're gonna ask me what brand these are. These don't have a brand, and they're typically sold in inner city stores that are owned and operated by Asian people because they get them from China or Hong Kong. I don't know where they come from, but I typically see them in privately owned stores that are owned by Asians where they sell weave, beauty supplies, nail stuff. That is the best that I could tell you. There is no website that I know of to go to, but I'm sure somebody will comment and tell you of a website where you can go get these. They're inexpensive. We buy them in bulk. I probably go through at least $150 to $200 in lashes a week. That is the type of volume that I'm talking about, that I deal with, and that Jamie is about to start dealing with. These are the 4 lashes that I offer. We have something that's pretty natural, no matter what lashes you're getting. You want to get something that's kind of natural, something that's kind of in between. These are really long. These are short and full. It's a matter of preference. Have something that's really, really long for somebody who wants that extra drama, and then have something that's totally dramatic. These are the 4 that I always stick with. It's up to you and your discretion and knowing your clientele to know what they're going to like. The lash glue that I like to buy, this is Lash Grip. It is inexpensive. I don't like Duo because I don't even think that it works as well. I always get the clear lash glue simply because if you make an error, especially if you're new, if you make an error, if you get lash glue somewhere where it doesn't belong, like on their lid, this will dry clear. The other type of lash glue dries dark, and you don't want that. Because I'm always putting lashes on people, I skimp on my mascara. This was like $2. It's CVS or Rite Aid or one of those, and it's Wet n Wild. I just need something to blend the natural lash into the false lash. You don't need to spend a lot of money on mascara. Speaking of mascara and lashes, these are disposable lash wands. You don't want to double dip the wand and use the same thing on everybody because that's gross. So these were on sale at Sally's. They were like $3 each, and for every single girl that you put lashes on, you'll go through one of these. So this is something that you go through constantly. So is mascara. And here are the lip wands that I was talking about. We got these at the same shop where we got the lashes. You'll go through these quickly as well, and every time you use one, you throw it away. Also at the lash shop, very inexpensive but really good product. This is the product line that I started to build my kit with. This is called Jordana, and it's really actually a very good product. It's inexpensive. Again, you can find this brand or brands similar to it at those inner city Asian-owned stores where they sell weave and all that stuff. These were just a couple bucks each, and look at all those colors that she's got. And they're really pretty colors. I love them. I built my kit with these, and then recently realized that the lash shop that I go to was selling them, and I was like, oh my god, I want to start buying these again because they're actually really good. So just a few bucks. Also from Jordana, the same company, all of these powders she got, and would you believe if I told you that she got them for $12? Again, if you are starting your kit, I understand you can't buy everything MAC all at once. It'll cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. I started out with products just like this, and then as I got the money, I started incorporating more expensive things so that I could charge more expensive prices. However, this is an awesome start. I don't even know if Jordana has a website. Actually, they do. It says right here, jordanacosmetics.com. I don't know if they're equally as expensive online, but that's something for you to check out and see if potentially it's a good move for you to make. We went to the craft store and we bought this little glass container. She's going to stick beads inside that we got. The glass container was probably $2. These were $2 each. She's going to pour those inside and stand her brushes in them, kind of like they do at Sephora. which is a very creative idea. Also, I got this very tiny angled brush, or she got this tiny angled brush, and it is what she's going to use to put on her liquid eyeliner. Craft stores are great because you can buy synthetic haired brushes, and synthetic haired brushes are plastic fake hair. And plastic fake hair is what you use to put on wet stuff like concealer. Like if you need an inexpensive foundation brush, you can find something similar at a craft store, just a fake haired brush, until you can get up the money to get your more expensive brushes. We are going to put in a serious order to Sigma within the next couple days. Again, she got this job very last minute, and we are really scrambling. So fortunately, she had been putting money aside for some things that she wanted, but she didn't realize she was going to have to buy it all at once. So thank goodness that she was saving money. But moving on, these are spatulas. These spatulas are what you're going to dig out your lipsticks with. And she hasn't depotted her foundations, but once she gets her foundations, she's going to use the spatulas. Just a few dollars, nothing expensive. You don't even need a ton of them. You just need like 2 of them in your kit. 1 for lipsticks, 1 for foundations and concealers. Cheapy little scissors. And I think these were probably like $2 at, again, we went to the Lash shop. Any inner city beauty supply store where they sell stuff like this. These you will need to cut your lashes. Lashes typically need to be cut or trimmed. So you can use these to slim them down, and you'll find other uses for them too. And now we can move on to the foundations. Again, Jamie does not have a gajillion dollars to buy all MAC foundations. So she, again, had been accumulating some for a little while, just trying to gather different colors. And my suggestion, if you are going to use MAC, whatever MAC foundation you want to use, go with your even numbers. There's NW20, NW30, NW40, and then there's the half marks. There's 25s and there's even 23s. If you buy the 20s, you can mix them together and get the 25. So if Jamie comes across somebody who she suspects just by holding up her little tube of foundations is in between 20 and 30, she can mix 20 and 30 together and get 25. That's a good way to cut down on the cost. I still don't have all of MAC's foundation because you just don't need them. You don't need every single one. Now, believe me, in a perfect world, I want to have all of them just to say I have them, just because it would make my job a little bit easier. Just do the even numbers and it'll make life a lot easier. And you don't even need all of the even numbers. I got Jamie the typical, and plus you got to consider the time that you're in. She is starting her kit in the summertime. People are more tan. Caucasian girls are tanning, and they're closer to, you can even put like light-skinned black girl makeup on a really super dark tan white girl. Let's just cut to the chase, and I'm going to tell you exactly what foundations she is starting with. NW15 and NW20 in Studio Tech. 15, you want to make sure that you have the lightest color that MAC has to offer, which is NC15 and NW15. So that the lightest girl that you come across, the most ivory-skinned, porcelain-skinned girl, you have foundation for. You also want to make sure that you have the darkest color that MAC has to offer. You want the NW50-55s so that the darkest skin girl that you come across, you have a color for. And then the in-between you can concern yourself with by mixing. Also, we got her NW45 Studio Finish Concealer. Also, the same goes with concealer. I get the most thick concealer that MAC has to offer because I know that I can water it down with lotion. And the people that you'd want to water it down for, brides, people who really don't want a heavy look, people who are going out in the sunlight, and potentially older women, the heavier the substance, the more it has to settle in wrinkles. So you want to just water it down a little bit with some lotion. We also got her Painterly Paint Pot. This is another base. It's kind of a pinkish base. It is like these, and I don't want to unbox all these things because they're not mine, and part of the joy of going to MAC is that you get to unbox all of your stuff and be so excited to put it in your palettes. So I don't want to unbox these things because they're Jamie's, and she should have that right. So this is Painterly, though. It's kind of a pink base. It's a flat matte color. It's good for all white girls and Asian girls and anybody that's light-skinned. Okay, and for the dark colors, because we couldn't put all of her money out all at once. I mentioned getting NW50 and NW55 for black girls. However, I just recently started using, and you guys have seen me use, in my latest video, in fact, you've seen me use Black Opal. They are these, and they have these dark colors. So Jamie, for $9 each, or $10, $9.99, she has her dark colors. So we kind of like went skimpy on these colors because I think, from what she's telling me, her clientele is going to be predominantly Caucasian. However, she still is going to be doing black girls. And I've used this, and I love it equally as much as my Studio Tech. I really do. So I'm probably going to save myself money because I'm always investing money into my kit, and unfortunately, I have to skimp out on myself. But I don't care because it makes me a better makeup artist. But Black Opal is great. These are wonderful if you are in Jamie's position and starting out thinking that your clientele is going to be predominantly Caucasian. And as far as colors, there's no rhyme or reason to the colors that we got here. The first thing that Jamie did a few months ago, she got herself a MAC palette and promised herself that she was going to put a little money aside every week to fill it up. So we just got some colors that she liked. There are a few fundamental colors that I think you should have. You need to concern yourself with filling in people's eyebrows. This one in particular, this is called Wedge. We got this color on purpose to fill in blonde eyebrows. Also make sure that you have some highlights. This is a nice matte highlight for Caucasian women or anybody who wants to, any darker skinned person who likes that really, really light highlight. This is called Orb. I think that this one she's already had. This is called Rice Paper. This is one of my favorite highlights. You can use this on black and white people. There's another one called Nylon that's really good. And there's Nylon. And again, that one's called Nylon. Also, she had a mishap and dropped something, but Saddle. This is a color that you can use to fill in eyebrows with for maybe a redhead. And Espresso, I use this. This is typically the one that is like universal, and I use it on most people. So those are the 4 eyeshadow colors. Saddle, also, I start out pretty much every look with Saddle. I put down my highlight, and then I put down Saddle. It's just very versatile, and then I build my colors into something darker. So other than that, there's no rhyme or reason to the colors. She just picked whatever she wanted. As far as blushes go, again, she bought herself a blush palette and promised herself to put some money aside and fill up her first blush MAC palette. So we purposely got Prism today for light skin, fair girls. We could put that on them without being too much. And also you can contour with Blunt. We purposely got that. You can use this on very tan white girls to almost brown skin girls. But remember that all of the powders that you have, you can use as contours also. And I just want to go over again and say that as far as what we have right now and what we are using, because I know this is the most difficult part. We're using Black Opal for foundations for dark skin to medium skin. I mean, honestly, you could even use this on some of these really, really, really tan white girls. And Jamie has her lightest color in Studio Tech, NW15. She's got NW20. She's got NW30. She can mix those together and get 25. Also, she has some that she accumulated on the side. She actually does have NW25. She has NC17. You really, really have to trial and error. The way that I found out which foundations I was going to buy is that I spent $300 on what's called the Bobbi Brown BBU palette. It's got a ton of Bobbi Brown sample foundations and concealers. I took that to work. I used it on different girls. I figured out which colors I could generalize and make into a foundation, or like which colors I was using most on my clientele, and then I went out and got bigger versions of them in Studio Tech. As far as Jamie's organization, she got these clear containers from AC Moore we went to. They were like $1 each. Her MAC palettes fit in here. And because she's only got 2, she doesn't need a bunch. But as soon as she can, she is going to, she's going to buy a Zuka, which is really ideal. They're expensive, but they're awesome. And as soon as she can, that's what she's going to carry. Because when you're carrying all this stuff, the #1 priority is to not kill your back and to keep it organized so you know where everything is. Also for brushes, like I said, we're going to put in a huge order to Sigma. They are a phenomenal way to start. If you are looking to know what brushes you need to buy and where to buy them, I just posted a video called Sigma's Dare Palette / what brushes I use. I'll also put a link to that video in this video. But yeah, I'm out of breath. I did a lot of talking. And I've covered everything. I know you guys have been asking to see my kit, and I will show you guys my kit. I just have to find the time to do it, because whenever I have my makeup all out and set up, it's because I'm getting ready to do makeup on other people, not myself. Oh, I forgot to show you guys this. This we just got for fun because it's really cool. We both got these today, actually. This is a super pretty highlight from MAC. A girl at work was showing me this the other day. She said it's like moist. When you touch it, it's moist, and you use that as a highlight to put on the ball of the cheek, actual cheekbone, which really highlights and accentuates your cheekbone and makes it appear to be more pronounced. That we really didn't get for necessity. We got it because it's cool and we wanted it. Yeah, so I think that's everything, and I hope that was helpful. And I know you guys are gonna ask me a bajillion questions, so I will read your comments, and I may come back with another video answering those questions. Everybody wish Jamie luck. Yay! Are you excited?
It's been a rough morning. Yes, I am. Don't do that to me.
Okay.
Edit all of that.